here.
No, he's not. You've been telling me Adam's joining for like 2 weeks, and I haven't even seen the guy.
Look at him.
This is somebody else.
Look at him.
Hey
There he is.
yo,
We on the Stack Show, baby.
Let's go. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you guys?
doing
One,
great.
one heck of a week, man. 7 days since the doo-doo started to hit the fan, right?
Yeah. It's been a crazy week. Been getting lots of sleep.
Well, listen, man. I think starting this off, I actually just wanted to hear what like your last 7 days have been like. I know it's probably a big question because there's so many different angles to you could approach it from. There's the bolt stuff, obviously, cold card. There's some, let's just say, I don't even want to say, well, there's conspiratorial stuff, but not in the sense that they're necessarily just theories. It
I
seems like
want to
some
hear the
pretty
last
damning
7 days
evidence.
too.
So
I
let's
want to
let's hear
hear.
it.
Yeah, let's do it one word at a time though. One word per day.
My, my brain doesn't work like that, man.
Yeah.
Let's keep it brief.
No, dude, take your
Man.
time. Don't listen to Greer. Take your
Thursday,
time. I want to hear
shock.
everything. Right.
Friday,
Thursday,
horror.
are we doing like this? What do they call this? Like rapid response or like
Yeah,
No, man.
okay.
No. We're not going to put you through that. Greer, come on, dude. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
we're gonna be here for
You
like an
can't tell them to
hour.
do one word answers.
It's
No,
gonna take 7 days to get through
we
all
don't. We
seven
don't need to
days. Adam has a
label each
photographic
day.
memory.
I'm just in general the last 7 days. What's been going on in your world, in our world.
So I woke up and made a bowl of oatmeal, checked my X
Greer,
account.
get your
All right,
shit
go on.
together, man.
I just know it's
Well,
going to take forever.
been trying to
Don't listen
trying
to
to
him,
beat
man.
through it all is really what I've been trying to do. And I mean, kind of half joking, but truth is, it's been kind of crazy. Lot helping lots of people, IRL and online. A lot of people reaching out to me. I mean, this started obviously a whole week ago, and then just a few days ago, personal business stuff started happening with the whole Bolts situation, Bolts going down. So it's been absolute chaos for like the last 7 days.
Yeah,
That chaos. There you go. There's your one
there's
word.
your word, Greer.
It's
You happy?
chaos.
I was hoping for a different word each day.
Uh,
Okay. All right. So day one was surprise. Day two was like, I would say like realization. That's when it set in. Day three, where are we? Like Saturday
Saturday.
now?
Saturday.
Saturday.
All right. Saturday was just like grief. All right. So that's when I'm
Mm.
like, man, this is rough. Sunday was the Lord's Day. So I gave that one to him.
Amen.
Monday, back to work, helping people roll some dice. So I would say Monday would be uh game time, if that can be one word. And
Okay.
like, yeah, we
Sure.
can make that one word, all right? So it's game time because we're rolling dice.
Yeah.
Did some more dice on Tuesday, but that was virtual, so we'll call that video game time.
Okay.
Um, where are we at now? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Uh,
Yesterday.
clean up, clean up with all the bolt stuff. And then today is party time.
Party
It's
time on the
stack
stack
show
show.
time. It's stack show day, baby.
It's party time.
Dude, I want to hear all about maybe the situation with Mana right now and the Bolts stuff. I saw that was Killian or the team at Bolts was starting to like tweet out some stuff, but I'm not sure what the latest is. So where does everything stand at the moment?
Yeah. Well, as it relates to mana, I'll start there.
Yeah.
So Bolts was our swap provider. And what that means is that is what allows Mana to interact with other types of protocols. So Mana's on the basically ground level. It is a liquid wallet, and then everything else interacts with swaps. And what that means is, you can send and receive to and from layer one, Lightning, all the eCash stuff, but obviously primarily Lightning, right? That's what most are using mana for is for lightning, or they're using it to come in or go out of cold storage. So it's kind of like been this medium of exchange payments app that people primarily use for, uh, lightning payments. They're going to buy some steak or something, and they're going to use their mana app. That's what, the general use case for it was, and it still is, but right now it's temporarily not even an option because Bolts is down. So right now on Mana, you can send and receive still, but it is liquid only. You can't inside the app swap between different protocols, and so kind of hamstrings the app quite a bit because that's really the main purpose and focus of it. So we're working really hard to get that restored. I don't have a time frame just because we haven't fully decided on a direction yet. But we're working as hard as we can to figure out a way around this. We got pretty blindsided, of course. So we're in a tough spot and it sucks. Nothing I can do, nothing anybody can do. Um, but I'll just say, I appreciate everybody's patience, and I'm sorry that for anybody that's in a situation that they don't want to be in. It's been a really rough week. Um, in terms of the Bolt stuff in general, uh, it's I guess so. We got notified that they got shut down, and then a couple days later, they told us well, I guess I should say they told us that they got attacked. They gave us some information regarding an AI directed attack, and then just a few hours later, um, this there was basically a leak online that showed a web page that they had put up, that they've been maintaining for about 2 years. And
Hmm.
this web page is what was called a warrant canary. The purpose of the warrant canary is it's like a dead man switch.
Hmm.
And as soon as you don't update that, or as soon as the period lapses, the dead man switch basically activates, right? And so that's how this ended up online. So there was a warrant canary, dead man switch activated, and then it basically informed everybody of a situation. And the situation was, they said basically, um, if this warrant canary lapses, assume the worst. Basically, we've been compromised and have can no longer say that we have not been responding to government subpoenas and stuff like that.
Mm.
So that's what they said. That was the warrant canary. Obviously, I'm not here to say that I have any evidence or proof beyond that, but that's again the whole point of a warrant canary is to assume that it is authentic. So there's people out there who are pushing back and saying, no, it's not authentic. And Bolts has since come out and corrected it and said they fixed it and they've updated it. But the whole point of a warrant canary is you kind of can't really put it back in the
You
box.
could, yeah, they could be under duress.
Correct. Yeah. So,
That's the whole
you know,
point.
that's the whole point. So, we're just kind of working with the assumption that they are under duress. Um, I will say they have always been great partners. I couldn't have asked for anything more from them. They've always worked really well with us. And so I truly hope for the best for them. And I hope this whole situation can get worked out on their side too, because I'm sure they're not in an ideal situation either.
Man,
Hmm.
what what a week. Um, why now? Why right now? All of this
Well,
happening.
I mean, which conspiracy theory would you like me to start with?
That's
Well,
what
it's
I was
BIP,
gonna say.
BIP
The
110, cold card, there's bolts,
clarity,
clarity, like I mean it's all kind of
macroeconomics.
how do
I
you even
mean,
Yeah.
detangle it, right? Like that's the challenge. It's how do you even make sense of one thing against another? It's all sort of just intertwined for the way I'm looking at it,
and throw Zeus in there also.
Yeah.
Maybe they were part of the Bolt thing, but Zeus was also attacked. And I saw today, or it was yesterday, Start 9, they were talking about with BIP 110, they essentially turned off all their lightning channels. They took all their lightning back, closed all their channels, like 230 channels that they had operating because of BIP 110.
hmm
So, I mean, kind of wonder like, can you even use the Lightning network starting on Saturday?
technically, yes. But there are some situations in which using Lightning or maintaining those channels over the weekend may be problematic.
Yeah.
For an average user, it's not a problem. But if you're maintaining,
If you're a
if you're like
liquidity provider
if
and
you're a
you've got
liquidity
multiple
provider,
Bitcoin locked up,
yeah.
like you could be on the wrong side of the chain. I mean, it could be a big problem.
Yeah, so like Lightning service providers, like there's one called LQWD. There's another one called Voltage. There is, I mean, there's a lot of them. But any of these people that are actually maintaining the channels for people, um, they could be in a weird spot if there is a chain split. Now, if there's a soft fork, or if BIP 110 gets unilaterally rejected, then there's not much of a problem. So if
What
the
what's
network,
your what's
go
your
ahead.
take? What's your take on whether or not it gets rejected? Because I would probably guess that the three of us are not into spam.
Yeah, I'm not into spam. Believe it or not, that's actually very. It's not at the top of my list for why I personally support BIP 110. I'm a BIP 110 guy. I'm
Me
not,
too.
I don't hide that.
Yeah.
I think it is the better protocol in my opinion. But spam itself, or like, I guess I should say, like, people have this idea, like, people only run BIP 110 because they have the belief that it just completely stops spam.
No, of
I think
course. And that's, I don't want to like argue the merits on BIP 110. I
mhm.
just want to say, like, what do you think is going to happen?
It's really hard to say, because there's so many moving pieces.
You could
That's
have a
my,
miner that signals for it right at the start of the mandatory period. And then, let's say Foundry, which I'm sure they won't, but let's just say they signal for it and they go for it because they don't want to be mining on the wrong chain. And then every other miner within minutes signals for BIP 110 and boom, now BIP 110 is active, has more hash rate, starts building on the chain from there.
that's absolutely true. I'll give you my simple answer. My simple answer is I don't know, because I really don't. Like, I can't say 100% sure. I'm 100% sure either way. With that said, though, like, if I had to pick a side, not just like what I want or what I ideologically align with, but probabilistically speaking, if one or the other is going to happen, right? That's the question. I'm gonna say BIP 110. I'm gonna say the network is gonna ultimately decide on BIP 110.
Wow. I'm getting chills, no lie,
That would be
because
huge.
I think that if that happens, it just shows you that the node runners are in control and the miners aren't in control. And they're the ones that know they have the risk. So we're essentially telling them, hey, you're going to either signal for BIP 110 or you're going to be making orphan blocks. And
Yeah,
the
and that's
question
really what.
is, are they going to do that? Are they going to be proactive? They're obviously waiting till the last minute. Maybe that's the way it goes. I wasn't here for the block size wars, but maybe they wait.
Yeah, I mean, I was here for the block size war, the last one, block war one, or no node war one, as I like to call it. But one of the primary reasons why that last conflict ended and resolved the way it did was because it was the economic path of least resistance. And a lot of people are thinking, a lot of people, like anti-BIP 110 people, are thinking they're calling BIP 110 like the next Bcash. They're calling it
Mhm.
like Bcash Junior. And they're, telling us to fork off and all
Right.
this stuff. But what they don't understand is that we actually have a lot more in common with the small blockers in the last uh, soft fork, or during the SegWit soft fork, than we did with Bcash.
Mhm.
Economically and technically, BIP 110 is much more uh, aligned with the small blockers, um, because it is a reduction. It is a reduction rather than an expansion.
Right.
And what this means is it's more economically feasible for miners, for example, to adopt the BIP 110 chain because there's an economic incentive to do so. There are actually a lot of different economic incentives for why a miner might do this. But the minimum answer and I guess the general answer to all of that is that it is economically the path of least resistance. It's the one that everything falls and collapses into. Whereas core is to use a buzzword from this week, core has a lot more entropy in it, and that there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more expansion. It's a lot more volatile. BIP 110 is way more straightforward and a lot simpler, and it brings Bitcoin back to what it really is intended to be and what most people on the network actually value it for, and that is as money. And
Yeah.
that's just one reason. There are also game theoretical reasons why miners would do this too, but that's the short answer.
Let
I
me
would also
ask.
say,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I
No,
was
go.
going to say the
No, you go.
miners, yeah,
No, you go. You.
see what it, the miners are not as ideological as the core side would have them be represented.
Right.
Miners are, it's a cutthroat business. It's just about profitability. And I don't think faced with a choice of being profitable or unprofitable, they would choose to not signal for BIP 110 because of ideological reasons.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like they're going to do whatever makes the most sense for their capital and for mining blocks, and that is to go with BIP 110.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, Adam. I wasn't around for it. The extent of my knowledge from Node War One was reading Block Size Wars a couple times. Um, but the B cachers, these guys, I mean, they were on the side of making it very easy for corporations and big business. And there was a lot of
Mm.
money at stake, and that was essentially what was driving their intentions, right? They wanted that. And so when you look at like big Bitcoin, it's essentially that, right? I mean, there's a ton of money at stake. How much has Core received in but that we know about in funding over the years? How much has been out there that we don't know about? And so there's something really yeah, ideologically oppositional to the way that Bitcoin's supposed to be. And it's just hardened over time, you know? So is that about right? Is that kind of directionally accurate at least from what you
Yeah, yeah,
remember?
I would say so. I think really what it came down to though is, at least for me, it was the ability and the feasibility and the ability to run a node.
Right.
And when the big blockers uh, decided that they wanted to expand the block size, they basically rejected the control and authority of the nodes.
Hmm.
Listen, and
Um,
they don't I mean right now when you look at everything that's happening, um, what is it doing? It's discouraging Bitcoiners or would-be Bitcoiners from actually getting their hands on it and running nodes and trying to be technically proficient because it's too risky,
I
right?
think you nailed it.
Don't even
I think
self-custody, right? Don't bother yourself with that because you're gonna get burned, right?
you're hitting the nail on the head, and that's the thing that I probably have the most problem with is a lot of the messaging around the anti-BIP 110 thing is like everything about not actually using Bitcoin. It's just like anti-Bitcoin. It's not just like anti-BIP 110, it's anti-Bitcoin. Don't run a node, don't use it as money. I mean, I could just leave it there. That's plenty.
Outsource
But
to the experts, you know?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
trust somebody else. Yeah, earn a yield through digital
They're
capital.
nihilists, man. They're just nihilists.
Freaking
They don't believe in
nihilists.
The
anything.
Big Lebowski, fucking nihilists, man. Yeah, that's a deep
Yeah,
reference,
obviously I'm
audience.
generalizing. And there's probably some very confused anti-BIP 110er out there. But for the most part, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of them are just wrong.
We'll
Let's talk
see.
about the
It'll,
cold card stuff too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Just yesterday, and Adam, I know that you commented on this. I posted a screenshot of a joke that NVK had reposted, basically by Loki or
Yep.
whatever, and it was
Yeah.
just yeah, and it was just like making fun of people that are saying that this has been some type of conspiracy theory, and it's a funny meme, and NVK had I guess, time to repost that. Meanwhile, more than what it was 130 now, 120 that has been lost. It's going to be a lot bigger than that when Bitcoin goes up, which we know is going to happen. People, I don't want to say people's lives have been ruined, but because I don't think it's all about the money for them, but certainly I would feel in ruins if that happened to me. And all those people that he's responsible for, and then he's got time to repost this type of bullshit. Man, I saw that and I screenshotted it and I rewrote like five different messages before I posted something that I felt was pretty tame because the stuff that I was going to say was probably going to get me in trouble, but also I didn't want to. There's a lot of reasons I just didn't do it that way, but I have a lot to say about that. I probably won't even say it right now, but what kind of psychopath does that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, totally.
he's completely, man, like I don't see any other way that he's not involved in this, and he's rubbing our face in it, and it's just so obvious to me.
Take a illustration from a separate industry. Let's say Elon Musk makes a Tesla with full self-driving. People start getting crashes, destroyed in accidents. They're ramming into stuff. Their cars are destroyed. And then we find out that there was a flaw that they always knew was in the full self-driving mode. And they never bothered to fix it, even after people brought it up. And then Elon Musk is retweeting people who are laughing about it.
Great
That's,
analogy.
I mean, it's a parallel, but if you don't quite get it, like that's what it would be like. It would be as bad as somebody like that laughing at people who got hurt
Yes,
because of what they did or didn't do.
I
I
want
mean,
justice, man. I want
gross
justice.
negligence.
Whether it's in this world would be great, but ultimately he'll he'll experience justice. We know that. I really just want to see it badly. In the short term. I said get the pitchforks. I mean, this guy shouldn't be able to ever show his face around again. I mean, he should be behind bars, and that's probably the nice way of saying it. Adam?
It was, yeah, absolutely at a minimum grossly inappropriate. Um, but I agree. Like you'd have to you'd have to really just not have a heart to be in that situation. Basically mocking the people who lost everything.
It's called
And
being a sociopath.
Yeah.
Zero empathy, zero self-awareness, zero responsibility.
yeah, I mean,
I
it's
mean, that's
bad.
not even autism. You can't even say, oh, he's autistic. It's like, dude, no, it's sociopathic behavior.
It was also sort of I mean, it was frustrating for me to see this. Eric Casson, who I have a lot of respect for, and I've really like he's going on some epic rants.
Mhm.
And earlier today, he said, something throughout this whole process that is useful is, never attribute to malice what can be attributed to stupidity. And I was like, I saw that. I just was thinking that's such a stupid heuristic
It's
to use.
inverted.
It's like really because okay, yeah, that is a heuristic that in everyday life, someone spills a glass of milk. It wasn't because they had malicious intent to do that. They were just being stupid and careless. But when you have all the evidence that we have, when you have the paper trail, the digital trail of everything that we're seeing, to use a heuristic like that in this situation, it actually calls into question what is your place in this, right? Because
Mm.
one, like either you're using that as a way to just be lazy because you don't want to look at it and you have such horrible cognitive dissonance because you're complicit in this in some way, either by shilling cold card or whatever it is, or you feel like you didn't catch it, right? You didn't catch it, so this is just like some stupid shit, right? Because I'm actually smart. I'm smarter than this. I would have caught that, so it's just some dude being dumb. But I saw that, and then someone else reposted, and they were like, yeah, like we really need to be positive about this, moving in a positive direction because the way that we're speaking about it now is going to move people away from Bitcoin. And my I think that's just the farthest thing from being helpful, right? Because you have to get to the truth of this. That's what's going to help keep Bitcoiners and get Bitcoiners in here is facing the
Yeah.
truth and figuring out what the heck actually happened here. How are we going to fix this thing? And I could care less about getting more people to buy Bitcoin right now because it's going to pump my bags or something. Like, what are we talking about, right? We need more people in Bitcoin that are going to be seekers of truth and can be technically proficient and that are here for the right reasons, you know? So I just, some of these reactions are so surprising to me and it's really revealing. And then there's some sympathy and empathy for NVK and the cold card team. I can't understand that at all. And that's a little bit of a rant for me, but I'm curious what, I'm sure you guys feel pretty similar to how I feel seeing this type of stuff, but yeah, what do you think?
I, th I think there's a correct way to respond to that. If you do something stupid, and it's not malicious, uh, then here's what you do. You say, "I'm sorry, I resign."
Yes.
Yeah. And
That's
then
it.
you set up a fund where people can donate their sats to try to make people whole.
That's
And anybody who has lost Bitcoin, they sign their whatever wallet address was stolen from, and they get put into a whatever, a list where they can partake in whatever goes into that pot.
yeah.
I'm kind of I'm kind of negative about that. I think that there's a lot of problems there.
Okay,
And by the way,
fine. But still,
I'm not negative about making people whole. I just don't think it works.
Do it the right way, basically.
Yeah, well, so a lot of people are like setting up funds and they're like they're going to give the money back to the rightful owner. But I mean, there are only two ways to prove in my as far as I know, there's only two ways to prove that you're the owner. And the first is by signing a message like you said. But if it's a low entropy wallet and it's already been breached, anybody can
anybody
sign
can
that
sign a
message.
message.
The second way is by proving your device ID, unique device ID, which is also problematic because Cold Card had an update that's bricking people's devices and will
Mhm.
no longer allow somebody to recover their unique user ID or
I
their
wonder if that
device
was a way to sort of cover their tracks.
Also, privacy concerns with that as well, right? Because, I mean, Cold Card said that they were deleting all the people's information, but then they were sending emails out to, they had an email list, right? They had email addresses, they have people's names.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they said they didn't have them and then people I know were getting emails. I never ended up using any of their products, thankfully, but I know a lot of people that have.
Yeah, I won't go into that. Uh, that's what I'm saying too. Is like I don't even want to tell people about what I'm using, how like anything about my setup. I'm hyper paranoid at this point. Um, yeah, but these people, not that they're not all of them are running cover, but to say that NVK was just stupid is it's so frustrating because like these are the same people that are were heralding him as like one of the smartest guys in the room. So now all of a sudden because this happened he's stupid. So what
Plus,
does that say about you?
they
You
talked
know?
a lot about a hypothetical attack like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like this never occurred to them. They weren't surprised by this.
You know what
I
else I noticed?
what?
A lot of the guys and gals that were telling people to buy cold cards also told people that BIP 110 is an attack on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Coincidence, I guess.
Where was Casson on that? Do you know? Kaysen Casson?
Yeah, I don't think he's pro BIP 110.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're going to see images of NVK in Tel Aviv at some point, spotted in the streets with a beard.
No.
It's like that's
You're
him.
You're in trouble.
He's on the beach with Epstein right now. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
That's
Guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Are we
Why this week?
well, I don't know. Like you said, there's a lot of things that are like coming to a head. You've got, this cold card thing and then the bolts thing, which is either some crazy AI attack or it's something else. But you also have, the Clarity Act, which we should get into that. Before I do though, I want to say, obviously the people, all of the thousands of people that are watching this video right now are probably just going to be going crazy in the comments because they're like, oh, there was, this Frontier model that got released that was, from Moonshot Kimmy K3, the AI model, and it started breaking the internet. All right, maybe. But there's, reason to believe that there's something else going on here too. And I think that a big part of that's the Clarity Act. So one thing that a lot of people don't realize, one thing that's really bothered me, like seriously bothered me, to the point where like I'd almost say it's keeping me up at night, is
Uh-oh.
that I've seen some of my good friends and people that I respect online that are supporting the Clarity Act right now, which is fine, but the problem is they don't know what the Clarity Act is. And
So you posted that it's been changed.
yes. And
Tell us.
so
Yeah.
everybody that's been supporting the Clarity Act is supporting a bill that no longer exists under the current amendment.
Yeah,
So
because it was all rewritten by the Senate. Everything the House sent over was rewritten, even though they kept like the character count the same. Same number of words, totally new words.
100%. So it was a bait and switch. They sold, they basically wrote this bill, the Clarity Act, and they sold it to, everybody. Like, hey, look at all these good things. Everybody's like, okay, this looks pretty good. I mean, Bitcoiners are a pretty small group of those people, but, a lot of people were really on board with this digital asset Clarity Act or whatever the whole thing's called. And so everybody is like promoting it and they're reaching out to their senators, telling them to support it. Um, and then I don't know, 2 weeks ago, they gutted the whole thing and they rewrote it with a new bill. And it still has the same name. But guess what?
So
Everybody still supports the Clarity Act, but it is a completely different bill.
The Murky Act.
so the previous Clarity Act created a dividing line between the SEC and the CFTC. And it gave power to the CFTC where the SEC had been in charge of some of the digital asset stuff. Is that component still part of it? Or can you tell us, like, what are a few things that are different in the new version?
Yeah, I don't know the specific answer to that question off the top of my head. It's a pretty big bill. And I want to mention something, but to answer your question first, I'll get to some of the things that I think are important. One is the stable coins. So the previous version banned stable coins uh, on a like in on a in the bill. The bill itself actually prevented this, the creation of stable coins. Or, I'm sorry, I keep saying stable coins.
You mean
Trying to say
CBDC.
CBDCs.
Stable
Same
coins, they could
thing.
be, yeah, they could be issued by
What's the
anybody
difference?
who was one of their friends as long as they bought treasuries with the money that came in from a stablecoin purchase.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Freudian slip aside, CBDCs were banned in the bill. And once the bill, is passed by the House and the Senate and signed into law by the president, it's very, very difficult to undo. Right now, we have a ban on CBDCs via executive order, but
Right.
it can always be overturned by another executive order, and you
Yep.
can't do that with a bill. So that's, was going to be a pretty awesome thing. And, that's how they sold it to us. So they removed that. They also, one of the big things for Bitcoiners was they basically set a set of like, they
Protections
defined, yeah, protections, self
for
custody,
developers.
yeah, protections for developers and self custody. Um, and those protections are also gone.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, as far as I know. So forgive me, I'm not an expert on the bill, but just from the research that I've done, I believe that that is also gone. Um, so but the problem here, and this is what I'm trying to get to. The issue is I've tried to do some research. I've had my friends do some research, and as they're doing research, a lot of the AI stuff is coming in, and the AI is pulling from the old bill.
Mm.
And so you have to really prod the AI, and it doesn't matter what you're using, whether it's Grok or Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude. Many of them are just referencing the old bill without the new amendments, which is really just a completely new bill. And so when you're asking it questions, it's like, oh yeah, of course I support this. Like this is great, but it's a totally different bill. And
Right.
so
Wow.
yeah,
And how many
I
of
So
don't.
us
maybe we,
rely completely on AI?
yeah.
I'm
Maybe
guilty.
we don't want it to pass.
I'm guilty a lot of, but got to go direct to the source.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but that's
When's the
that.
next when is the next moment for Clarity Act?
This week.
Oh man,
They go
is
on
it
recess
today?
tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, who knows what is going to ultimately happen. I don't know whether they're going to actually pass it or what, but nobody even knows what's in it. That's how these things are designed. You'll figure out what's in it once it's passed. You got to pass it to know what's in it.
I think that my prediction for the Clarity Act is that we will all be mandated to use Trump coin.
Yeah.
All of your dollars will be converted into Trump coin.
Yeah.
And if you get in early on the
Yeah.
airdrop, you'll get Melania coin as well.
It's gonna be like that, but it'll be obviously like your dollars in your bank account are automatically converted to
Trump coin.
call it Trump coin, call it Fed coin, Fed coin.
I
Not
don't
gonna
think it'll be
matter if
Fed
it's
coin,
Trump
right?
or if it's the next Democrat or the next Republican, it's Fed coin.
It'll be Trump
Yeah.
coin.
Yeah. Sure.
It's not going to be subtle.
Yeah.
You'll be spending Trump bucks at the
Yeah.
grocery store.
Oh man.
They'll have the taxes programmed into the coin so that they can just, fund the flock cameras through the interaction of spending.
Who will build the roads? Yeah, this is we got a lot of good news in this episode. I think everything's working out pretty great.
I'm going to give the white bill. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, but it will get better.
Your white pill is a
Here's the
black
white pill.
pill.
This is going to suck, man. No, I mean, I think like potentially these next 3 years are going to be some very painful years, but I think the 2030s are going to be like a renaissance, you know? And you see it directionally, and there
Yeah,
you can look back at like the medieval times, and you can say there's a lot of similarities as well. I mean, look at AI is kind of like the plague. Okay, COVID wasn't the plague. AI is the plague, but people, a certain segment of the population, crave the real thing, and we're being forced to go to the real thing. We're being forced to say like this is completely fabricated. They're feeding me this fake information. I need to find my network of people and understand what this thing is, right? From source material. And it's a small cohort, but I
yeah,
think it's going to get so bad over the next 3 years with AI and with the way information is disseminated. And, you can already see the exhaustion of like people with live streamers, right? The reaction videos. Everyone's like, I don't want this. I don't crave this fake BS anymore. I crave in real life experiences, relationships with people. And I think there's going to be a renaissance of people just getting back to, meeting in person because we're going to be forced to. The surveillance state's going to be so bad that we're going to have creative ways to actually meet in person and not be surveilled. Getting rid of the smartphone is going to be a status symbol, right? If you can walk around with a dumb phone, you can not even have anything. Maybe courier pigeon, maybe there, but whatever
dude.
that's
I'll
going
tell
to look
you.
like,
No,
it's not. There's going to be resistance, and the white pill is that like we're talking about that shit right now. I think a lot of
I
big
think
companies
three
are.
years things get worse, just like you said, and then I think it's zombie apocalypse. And those are your in-person get-togethers.
Listen, I mean,
People
history is
drinking each other's
cyclical.
blood.
You
That's
know,
what
it
it
gets
is.
bad and then it gets better. You know, there's these like forcing functions. Absolutely. Look at
No,
history. Look at all of history.
isn't
Look at all the
what's
falls of empires and look at what comes after a new empires build. And when you have the fall of Rome or you have the fall of Byzantine Empire or Constantinople, whatever it is, and you look at what
you're
happens after, is
you're
cyclical.
covering hundreds of years of history.
Absolutely, but that's what we're basing this off of, right? You'd
I thought it
have
was this. I thought it was Istanbul.
It's
Constantinople.
Constantinople. Are you referring to that one song by the Talking Heads?
No.
Uh, is that who it was?
Istanbul is Constantinople.
Constantinople.
Yeah. Dude, I think I love the rosy outlook, but
Oh,
I
it's not
think that
rosy. I just refuse to
it
take the black pill.
fine, it's
I won't take
naive.
it. No.
Naive. I
Well,
I I love what you'd said. I would live in a world like that. That's the part of the movie where you have the AI and all of the overlords, and then the one guy goes into the forest and he's a sovereign guy,
no,
kind
this is
of
not
living in
one
the
guy
light.
going to the forest, right?
That's one dude out of the entire
This is like a
movie.
movement. What do you think's going to happen? We're all going to be imprisoned? What do you think?
Apocalypse. I think we're all going to eat each other.
Be real for a second. What do you actually think?
I think that we are going to be fighting over the scraps because our AI hybrid overlords are going to try to rule us. And I don't think there's any place to escape to.
There's Bitcoin, and we
I don't
don't.
know, man.
Want to check this?
I don't think things are getting better at scale, but I think an individual can do what you described. Prefer books, prefer face to face, avoid
Individuals,
technology. I
which
think
means it's
that
groups, bottom up. It's grassroots.
you're talking about like the guy in Waterworld who was able to survive
No,
because he had
no,
evolved and
no,
had
no. You keep
ears.
like isolating this like it's like one man doing this thing.
It is.
My
It's
argument
a
is
movie
that
of one
it's
guy.
many men doing their thing.
Did
Many men.
you see the Book
Yeah,
of Eli with Denzel Washington? He's like one guy and he's blind
yeah,
in that
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
What you're describing is the arc of one person. They make a movie about them because they're so different from the rest of the world.
No,
That's what
you're
we're going into.
no, I'm not.
Everybody's a cyborg,
You're
hybrid.
misrepresenting what I'm saying.
I'm just saying the reality is it is a few people that will do that. It'll be like the one guy in the movie. But most people will go into the hive mind.
So, okay, so that's what you think is going to happen. You
Yeah.
think it's everybody is going to plug into the matrix and there's going to be just a few Book of Eli kind of guys that are like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing
I think it'll
this.
be like the three of us.
That would be the situation if we don't act accordingly and start building out local networks with people. You know, like you should have guys that you like hunt with, right? That you train firearms with, like church buddies, people that you talk to about this stuff. You know, like if you're doing it in isolation, if you're not making an effort to do these things in real life, then yeah, you're going to end up in a situation where you're going to be fucked. But I certainly feel the fire under my ass to do something.
Hey, me too. I mean, I think the future is we have a famine and you have a choice. You can go into the FEMA camp in your city and get food and medical and supplies, but you can't leave once you're there. And then you're ID'd and you're booked and you're a member of the FEMA facility and that's where you live. Or you can survive in the wild and that's where you live.
And then what comes after that? Does it just continue to get worse?
Yeah.
Does it ever improve? Is that congruent with history? You're saying we'll
I think
stray
it's I
from
think it's congruent.
historically, you know, where
I
we've
think it's
always gone.
congruent with the history that we're going into,
Well, it's
where the
short-sighted is my point.
it could be.
I think you're just so far in it. You got to zoom out a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're at the end of a zombie movie. What we're talking about, do you ever see I Am Legend?
Yeah.
You got the one camp of people living in upstate New York who weren't infected, and they have, a big wall around their city, and it's the only place that has surviving humans, and everybody else is dead.
Yeah. It's a fun
I
movie.
don't remember the survivors in that movie. Is that at
Oh,
the
it's
end
the
or
end.
something?
It's the very
Okay.
end.
All right.
And
I
then,
just spoiled it.
so Adam, what do you think, man? What do you think? You can't take a gray
Man,
pill. It's white or black, no gray.
I don't want to. I hate picking favorites here, but Phil, I would love to agree with you, man. But I'm kind of more on the Greer side here, just simply because that's the direction I think we're going in general. I do agree that I think that we could individually opt out, and I think there will be small
Yes.
factions that do so.
Yeah.
Um, but if let me say it this way, like that's kind of how I see it. If there is no intervention and or there's no like significant black swan event, which I'm hoping for and counting on. So I'm rooting for the EMP at this point. Like bring the EMP. Like
I
let's
mean,
start over.
yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I'm very familiar. That would reset things really quickly.
Yeah.
And it
What
would
can
And
get
you do with
really,
your brain? What can you do with your hands?
but so then there is a point where it gets so bad that
I
eventually
think that
it
has to.
starts
Yeah. I
getting
mean,
better.
there has to be a point where it can't get any worse, right?
That's
And
what we
at that
talk about,
point,
right? We talk about acceleration.
yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know
Well, I
it's going
mean,
to get has to get a lot darker before it gets brighter at all.
and this is accelerating very quickly.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't think that just, my rebuttal to you, Phil, is I don't think that there's just going to be a point where everybody's like, you know what? I think we should
No.
change something. Like
No,
I
no,
this
I
agree.
don't.
isn't
That's not
working.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then we agree.
No, I think it's going to get really bad and then it will get better.
Okay. That I agree. Well, I
And
maybe.
maybe the timeline, because what I said is 2030s, maybe that timeline's off, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
Maybe it's more
man,
like 2040s, 2050s, but
that's
eventually, like I
that's when
said in
things
the
get
beginning,
better.
it's going to get so bad, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But the
Well, the
white pill is
question
that
is,
eventually it does get better.
how far into the book of Revelation are we?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
question. So,
yeah.
uh,
And
I think that's
wouldn't
I think that's
better
what we're dealing
wouldn't
with here.
yeah, that would be pretty great actually.
That's why I'm blackpilling this whole thing because I think we're accelerating into that.
Isn't that
you
the
know what?
white pill?
I think that's something that you and Benjamin Netanyahu agree on.
Me?
Yeah, accelerating into the end times. I
Yeah,
believe that that is actually something that he
he's
Are
abdicated.
talked about
are
that.
they did they find their Moshiach? Are they building their temple?
They're trying to usher in what they believe is the Messiah, the first coming of Christ, and what I believe is the second coming of Christ.
Yeah,
So Christ is coming.
that's right.
Amen.
That's the
Amen,
white
dude.
pill right there, man. We can
Yeah.
all agree on that. I mean, at least I want to agree on it, you know. I have to repent every single day, I feel like. So,
Hey, same brother.
you
All
know.
right, let's buy some Bitcoin. This is a
Yes, dude.
Bitcoin show. I'm gonna buy my weekly 21. We're at 64,531 bucks.
That just shows you that the market is not driven by retail anymore.
Yeah, I kind of wonder because the power law price is like 147,000. That's where Bitcoin should be. And the cost of production is like at 57,000. So we broke the power law, right? We're below all the ribbons and the bands. It isn't natural. Power law is a natural phenomenon, and Bitcoin is now below that. To me, I can't help but wonder if the reason the price is low is because it's manufactured to be low.
There we go. Proof of stack.
Yeah, I mean, is there any such thing as a free market?
I don't know. I mean, maybe this whole thing started in October, dropping from 126 down to 80 and then down to 60. And all of the other things we've seen is just to clear out the plebs, clear out the traders, clear out everybody, get everybody out, pass our bill, and then grab up of as much of the remaining supply, which is a ton now, as possible.
You want me to give you guys something to think about? I
Yeah.
posted this on X. I don't think anybody really caught it. At least that it doesn't look like anybody really understood what I was saying, and it's probably more on me than it is anybody else being vague. But I think the cold card thing has been priced in for a while.
Mm.
I think I think that there there was enough money behind, whatever plan this was. And if you're just looking at the chart, we're seeing the price go down, down, down. Why is it going down? We're just in this bear market, whatever, and then we hit this bottom, right? And it's not going anywhere. It's just stuck. And then the cold card thing happens, and then what happens with the price?
Up,
Or not, or nothing. It doesn't go down. Yeah,
go
it
down.
certainly doesn't go down. So why? And I think that it's because the market knew that it was coming.
Yeah.
The market knew. The market was planning for the cold card hack, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, that's not necessarily a good feeling to think about, but
It's
I'm
interesting.
pretty sure it's worth considering.
Yeah, it's thought provoking. Um, they started to move a small amount of Bitcoin, didn't they? Where are we at with that? I know Greer, we were talking, was that earlier in the week? And we were thinking like maybe they would just
Yeah,
never touch it. It would just sit there.
it looked like they sent about 64 Bitcoin to a mixing service. About 10 or so were mixed, and the rest went back to a change address. And
Uh,
I guess we're not able to be mixed.
yeah, and so we're just stuck right there, right? No more has been moved I mean, not from what I've seen. Adam, so what do you think about that? Do you think that,
Is it a 6102
yeah,
or is it a theft?
I don't think it's either. I think it is this is the scene in uh which movie is that? The Dark Knight, where the Joker uh
Blows up the
lights
pile of cash?
blows up the pile of cash and says it's not about the money, it's about sending a message. That's what I think this is.
Well, that's what I was calling a 6102. Just confiscating it and leaving it on the side and just, it's gone. You can't touch it. We're not going to touch it. You're not going to touch it. No one's going to touch it.
Yeah. I think this is just a blow it all up kind of moment. Um,
did you
yeah.
see, I don't know if this was real or AI, um, but on one of the block clocks, uh, it's a quote from Satoshi,
Oh,
and on the it says, what's the quote where it's like, if you know, think about losing your Bitcoin, is that
It's a
uh,
donation to the network.
it's a donation to the network, right on the block clock.
Oh, so they told us.
oh, they told us multiple times.
Yeah,
That's how they
Yeah.
don't
are
trust,
able to be
verify.
forgiven cosmically. They have,
Well,
if you tell
well,
someone ahead of time, there's no punishment.
Well, that's what
did you?
Mossad does too, don't they? It's what
Oh,
they
goodness.
it's what they do
Flagged.
is they tell you what they're going to do, essentially. They signal that.
I would have said it's the
It's part of the
Freemasons.
ritual.
The
It's
Freemasons.
it's part of the ritual, right?
Yeah, you're talking
That's why you
about the
see all this stuff
Freemasons.
in movies. They're showing it to you. They're showing you this is what's happening. They're telegraphing.
Freemasons,
Those are
Yeah,
Illuminati.
that's a Masonic ritual. Yeah.
Masonic, not not the Jays. I think it's part of the Jays too.
You got a red dot right on your chest.
Oh man, we're gonna get in trouble.
I'm not wearing a road mic for a reason.
Well, so Phil, did you not see that they came out and explained the hack, the leak, the breach, whatever you want to call it, like back in 2022? They cold card from their official account said cold card is retirement attack
Oh,
proof.
yeah, yeah,
And somebody asked what a retirement attack was, and
Yeah.
then they just described exactly what just happened, like to the T.
yep.
So,
But I'm
That's
sure they're
them telling
just
you ahead of
stupid,
time.
right? Don't
Yeah.
attribute to malice, but you can attribute to stupidity, right, guys?
yeah.
Invert it.
Well,
I don't think we made
Man,
much progress on this show. I think all we've done is vent for the last
Well, we
hour.
need that. I mean, week one into this thing, things are still unraveling. I mean, this is a crazy, crazy story. I think it's gonna get crazier.
I did
Well,
order all the parts to make my own seed signer.
It's awesome. I'm in the process of that too. I actually went to a local store to see if I could get something local, just for
You're
fun.
paid with
you're so
cash.
good. You're a better man. Dang it.
Well, yeah, and it didn't work out, so now I gotta go get something online on Amazon or something. I don't know.
What
Amazon
didn't they
doesn't
have?
have they don't have the correct chip in stock,
Uh,
the Pi Zero 3.1.
yeah,
I,
everybody's out of stock on the seed signer stuff. Everybody's running a seed signer, which is awesome. I'm really
it
happy to see
is.
that. I've met that guy in real life before, and he's just an awesome,
Is he?
fantastic guy. Yeah,
Seems like a cool dude. Yeah.
he really is.
It's
I
such a shame. I mean, um, how locked out he was from
yeah.
everything, and
It all makes a lot of sense now.
how locked out everybody was from Cold Card. And that whole network of influencers.
Man, we just wanted it so easy. We wanted self-custody so easy.
Yeah,
And yeah, so now I'll be doing what I should have been doing 5 years ago.
yeah.
But I got all my parts from Waveshare if you're looking for a resource. It took me about
That's who
30
makes the screen,
minutes.
right? That's who
I
makes
got
the
it.
LCD.
Yeah, I got everything. I got the camera, the Pi Zero, and the display.
That's good to know. Believe it or not, so I knew that the seed signer guy was going to be going to the Midwest Bitcoin Summit coming up, and I'll be there too. And so I don't know. I think he might be either, yeah, he has a booth. He might be sponsoring too. I don't know. But anyway, I knew he was going to be there, and I was like, I'm going to buy a seed signer from him just to support him. Because I was thinking, I want to buy seed signer online. And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna buy it from him in person. That way he knows, I'm supporting him and that sort of thing, and it's going directly to him, and he's making his profit, his margin or whatever. And this was months ago, and so now all this happened. I'm like, dude, I don't even know if I'm gonna get a seed signer. Like
Yeah.
everything's out
No,
of stock.
you won't even
Like
get to the booth.
no. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out. So I guess I'll go to this. What was it called? Greer?
Waveshare.
Wave share. All right.
I looked everywhere. I mean, I went through his website. I mean, I went multiple searches, looked on Amazon, looked everywhere. You'd think Micro Center is sold out. Everybody's sold out.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. I'm just thinking like, adversarially here, like everything's out of stock. Like if there's only one supplier left that has stock, like how hard is it to just like
Paid your
put your
time.
yeah,
Well, you still got to install the software. So that you just get pieces and parts.
How
yeah,
so? How would you? Yeah.
you could put an extra couple extra chips. You could put an extra couple extra chips on that board though.
Damn it.
I mean, if they're thinking
I
10 steps
I'm
ahead,
gonna I don't know, man. I mean, how long are you safe? I don't know.
they
Oh,
want to
but the
get you in
seed
any
signer,
direction that you would go, right? And they want to
seed
scare you so
signer,
bad to get you into ETFs or into
I'm not
other solutions that you would have
no.
to disclose your stack, because but they're looking at every other provider out there, any hardware that's out there, software, like not to say that it's just adversarial thinking. That's all. It can be terrifying to think all the way through.
I wasted $50.
I
I'm
don't
still
think
gonna
so.
build it.
No, you didn't
Yeah,
waste $50. I'm gonna get one too. So
yeah, you're not wasting.
and
It's not this waste.
I generally recommend using some type of a multi-sig setup anyway. So just throw it in a multi-sig.
Yeah, multi-vendor.
Multi-vendor, multi-sig. Yeah, exactly.
What a week, man. I'm ready for the week to be over, to be honest with you.
I don't think it's gonna help, Phil.
I
I
know.
don't either.
It's
Problems
just
aren't
not
going
going to
away
end.
just because Friday's here.
Oh
Uh,
man.
Final thoughts?
We're not quitting, not giving up on self-custody. This
Never.
is the revolution. I just got to be better at it.
We, we all just need to be better at the revolution. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really called into question a lot, for me personally. I was like, man, really thought that I knew what I was doing. And then I'm like, wait, Did I do that thing? Did I do that other thing? Did I do this right? No, no, no.
Oh, my wallet's empty.
Yeah, um it's an eye opener. It
I'm going to be
is
watching
an
the
eye opener.
Mad Max series this weekend so
It's
I
a
can
good
see
one.
what the future looks like.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
hope not. Anyway, thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it, and it was fun. Always look forward to chatting with you. I mean, I've said this offline, I think, to you guys, but just for anybody that watches this show, I guess I should go ahead and just spill the beans. Um, Whenever I do watch the Stack Show, I still interact with you guys, with the television, and I
Great.
pretend that I'm in the room with you having the conversations. So uh, my wife doesn't even flinch anymore. She just walks right on by. So
You're
We sometimes pretend you're on the show with us too.
we talk to you.
uh,
You hear us talk to you
one
like
more
Adam,
thing.
what do you
Uh,
think? Let us know what you think, buddy. You know? I mean imagine like at your house just like, well, here's what I think.
one of the episodes, I think you guys told me to grow out my beard, and I
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
So
And I have one more
Mustache.
request for you, man. I got one more request.
Mustache.
Eventually, mustache. Once you decide you want to shave the beard, keep the stash, but
yeah,
also more music. I want to see. I'm
music.
probably
Yeah.
gonna give you some requests here in a little bit.
Oh yeah, Phil's
All
super
right.
gay for your music.
Totally, dude.
Right. Yeah. I actually
Save
I've been working on
tonight,
a song for Phil.
fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow.
So cringe.
I only
Uh,
sound that good in the shower when no one's around. When I'm playing by myself. But when I
yeah.
start to record it, I delete it immediately. No one can ever see this.
Yeah, I'm usually in the same boat, but I recently just ran out of, all of my Fs, if you
Yeah.
will.
Well,
So,
I maybe I'll put a request out right now. Free bird.
Freebird. All right. That's that's
Nine
not
minutes. I just
not a
want.
small that's not a small request, my friend.
Just do the karaoke version. That way you don't have to play it.
It's not a free. Yeah.
That's what you can do instead of actually playing the solo. Just go.
Just do that. Just do that. Name that tune.
All right, there you go. Here's your free bird, my friend.
Thanks for that, man. You made my day.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
guys. Well, this is typically we're a little more, lighthearted, talk a little bit more shit, but we did talk a fair amount of shit today, and there was a lot to discuss. But let's do this again soon. Adam, maybe let's get you on like every other week. I don't know. Maybe you're just
All
like
right.
a third member of the
I'm
station.
yep. If you guys, I mean, you guys asked me to jump, I'll tell you how high. Dang it, totally screwed that up.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, can't fool me again.
Oh my, how the turntables.
All right, guys,
All
let's
right.
let's get off of here before I embarrass myself anymore.
See you guys. Peace.
See you later.
See ya.